It would be above S tier if there was something above S tier. It's that good.
Hey!
Welcome back to the Middle of Culture. I am one of your hosts, Peter.
And I am your other, not quite so froggy-voiced host, Eden.
Eden, how are you?
Less froggy-voiced. You got a really, deep one today.
Well, I think if I do a little clear, maybe it will be less deep, but who knows? Maybe it will be the same.
It's okay.
But you mentioned that it's toasty out there, hitting that time of year.
It's quite warm today. It's getting that time of year. I should have mowed my lawn today. I didn't mow my lawn today. Yay. I'll do it on Tuesday. I don't know. I didn't feel like mowing today. I should have. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Oh, I totally do. I made myself mow mine yesterday, and I'm glad because now I feel like garbage. And so I definitely wouldn't want to do it tomorrow.
I bet it was because you mowed. It's your body saying, how dare you mow that grass? You should just let it grow forever.
That's it. I think you're right, but
it's your body saying you need to re-prairie this ground. Not that you do prairie out there. You need to re-desert your land.
I was going to say, here it would just go to, if we stopped, it would all just turn brown and go to dust. So,
that's okay.
There are worse things, but
there are.
Well, what you been checking out lately?
Let's see. We had outdoor movie night last weekend.
Okay.
It was kind of a mess because we were trying with all our might to use a projector, and it was just too dang light.
Oh,
and the problem was we had friends coming with their families, so we couldn't start the movie too late because bedtimes. So we needed to get going on a relatively, a bit earlier than we maybe would have if we were trying to do it out line. So what did we end up doing? We took our TV outside and watched it on the big TV outside. But it worked out fine. Importantly, what movie did we watch? 1998 classic, Godzilla, starring Matthew Broderick, Hank Azaria, Jean Reno, and two Siskel and Ebert fakos.
There you go.
It's still good.
Is it?
The trick about that movie is it's still good.
See, I don't know that I have seen it since maybe the late 90s.
Since we went and saw it together in that theater in North Salt Lake.
I think that might have
across
been
from the Kmart.
The last time I saw it.
Well, you should watch it again because it's pretty good. People say it's not good. And I'm not out here saying it's incredible. I'm not out here saying it's a masterpiece. And I will say the acting is largely very bad. The acting, not good. Matthew Broderick perhaps doing the worst role of his career that I personally have seen. His girlfriend, I've never seen her in anything before or since, so clearly she was not, breaking hearts. Hank Azaria is doing some of the worst work of his career. Jean Reno is there, being Jean Reno.
Sure.
But it has a great narrative propulsion to it. There's no real wasted time or wasted scenes. Everything feels like it has a purpose and builds to a really good climax. It's very fun. I like the monster design. I know a lot of people don't like that Godzilla design. I like it. And also, it has to be said, as my friend Elle mentioned as they were watching the movie with us, trans mask icon, American Godzilla, because they keep he-hemming him, but he do be laying a lot of eggs.
It's true. Godzilla is laying a lot of eggs in that movie.
For being a he-him. So trans mask king, Godzilla. We watched that. It was fun. It was fun to have people over. I was very extra and put together a 30-plus minute pre-show reel that was a series of, bumpers from movie theaters, like the enjoy the show things.
Sure.
Some advertisements, some trailers, a couple shorts, just as a fun thing to show while people were settling down and eating food and getting drinks and all that sort of stuff. It was fairly fun.
That is fun.
Put some real goofy trailers in there that people had never seen before. People had never heard of Big Man Japan. So now everyone afterwards was like, do I need to watch Big Man Japan? And I was like, maybe. I'm not out here to tell you, yes, you have to, but I am saying maybe if you want to.
Yeah, like it's an option.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was fun. I showed a bunch of people who had never seen it before the fan animations for Daikon 3 and Daikon 4. Which, listeners, if you're not familiar with these, they were fan animations done to kick off some like pop culture cons in the 80s in Japan. It was called Daikon. And it is notable because it was a bunch of student animators basically doing this fun, fan animation. Like, it's this girl and she fights against the Gundam that turns into the Ideon, and then the Millennium Falcon is there, and then the Enterprise is there, and then Space Battleship Yamato is there, and the Macross is there. And so, like, it's really just like the most blatant copyright violations in the world and great pop culture pastiche. But why it's important is that this series of student filmmakers would then go on to form Studio Gainax, which is one of the most important anime studios of the last 40 years.
Wow. Good for them.
Some shows you might know from Studio Gainax. Maybe a little show you've maybe heard of called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, I have heard of that.
It was those guys. And there's still a lot of them are still active in anime to this day. Many of them left Gainax and formed Trigger, which is still doing stuff. Season 2 of Delicious Dungeon 1, guys. So they're still out there doing things, and it was fun to watch this really early fan animation and show people this is what these guys just did in the 80s for fun. And you can see the way that it would influence their later work.
Cool.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
The other big thing that's worth mentioning, I'm going to send you a picture, Peter. I've been working on Roombox 3. And I finally got all of the interiors done. Now I'm just getting the final decor and the model kits ready. But I'm going to text you a picture. You can see Roombox 3, the laundering. I'm making a laundry room.
Nice. I love it.
It's a little laundry room. It's got a boatload of washers. It's got a arcade cabinet. It's got a vending machine. And importantly, that felt table has accurate 1/12 scale, fully playable mahjong set that's going to go on top.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All 144 tiles. It is a full Chinese mahjong set. It's not a full American mahjong set. It doesn't have all of the stuff that an American set has, but it has everything that a Chinese mahjong set has.
That's awesome.
So I've got those all trimmed out, and I'm getting ready to put them out on the table. And then I have been building a whole lot of models. And the fun thing that I'm trying to do with this one is they're all mostly models of people. And so I am trying to put them in soft clothing instead of just having them be plastic models.
Oh, okay.
So, I have one right here I can show you as an example. Check out RC in her sweatpants fit.
Very nice.
Yeah.
She's looking comfy.
So, yeah, looking comfy, looking ready to play some mahjong.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have a whole bunch of them in clothes like that. I'm getting the last few pieces to finish putting that all together in the next week or so.
Nice.
Cassie had a great idea that on that big empty wall next to the arcade cabinet, I'm going to try to make a bulletin board with like bunches of little things stuck to it. So I've been working hard on a model kit, model scenario thing again, making this room box and having a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome.
And then the last thing I'll mention, I haven't had a whole lot of chance to listen to it because it came out on Friday. LE SSERAFIM has a new album out.
Okay.
So probably my favorite K-pop band. They got a new one. It's pretty good so far. The second song on it does sample La Macarena, which made me feel about 10,000 years old.
Yeah.
As we were talking about La Macarena at work. And the young kids who work at the comic shop were like, oh, yeah, that's from like before we were born. And I'm like, I was in junior high when that got popular.
I was in Guatemala.
You were a full adult.
Yeah. Yes, I was.
But anyway, that's kind of what I've been up to. What have you been up to?
A couple things worth mentioning. Still working on Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 8. I'll listen to it and then I won't listen to it for a week. I've come to a realization I mean, it's not that I came to this realization now, but when I started Dungeon Crawler Carl, I was looking for a respite from the existential heaviness of the three-body problem.
Sure.
And I thought I was going to find that in Dungeon Crawler Carl. And while it is lighter and a little goofier, it is still pretty thematically heavy and has gotten more so as the series goes on. And more, humans die. I mean, we're down to like, there's a couple thousand maybe humans left alive at this point in the dungeon.
Oh, geez.
And so it's all, just horrible, horrible things happening as they try and survive and tear the system down from inside. And so I will finish book 8, and then I will be very glad that book 9 is probably at least a year or two to come, maybe longer. I don't know how long it takes Matt Dinneman to crank these out. But it will be good to have a forced break. And there's a part of me that's like, well, I need to go back and finish the three-body problem. But again, I need something light. And so I think I've realized where I'm going next.
Where's that?
It's time to go into Discworld and start reading some Discworld sub-series. And just
it's pretty good. Terry Pratchett.
And I've read a few Discworld ones, and it's definitely what I think I'm looking for. It can have moments.
Yeah, because it's still like it's still got some heft to it.
Sure.
It's got some narrative weight.
Like it's not complete, just silly and fluffy, but it's
But there's also like a levity to it. They're very funny.
Yes,
they're very funny. And they don't feel quite as oppressive. And, as you said, it's 2026. Sometimes you need, like, if I need to feel oppressed, I just need to turn on the TV or read the newspaper.
That's all it takes. So I think that's where I'll be going next, but hopefully I'll be finishing up Dungeon Crawler Carl in the next little bit.
So have you been listening to all of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books, or you've been reading them?
I do both, but I've mostly listened to them because Jeff Hayes is really so entertaining as a voice actor. That it's a lot of fun to listen to them.
Has he done other books that you've read, or
no,
are you familiar with his work elsewise?
I was not, but it's impressive. There is a different voice for every character in the book, and he does them all. So
I really like that. I was talking with a friend. This was, I guess, a couple months ago now. I guess longer ago than that, because it was when I was listening to the I'm in Love with the Villainess books on the audiobooks. And that narrator also had a distinct voice for every single character. And I was, singing her praises as I was talking to someone about it. And my friend was like, I actually don't like that. That really takes me out. I just read the book to me. And I was like, it's an interesting perspective.
It's interesting to me because most of the time I would agree. I don't know what it is about the way Jeff Hayes does this that really clicks for me. I listened to some of the versions of the Murderbot ones I got were the dramatized adaptations.
Oh, with like a full cast.
Yeah, and I did not like those at all.
I
don't know why this works different, because
that's not for me.
Because I didn't like those, but I do like what he's doing here. So,
you know what I could listen to though? Again,
what's up?
Thinking about dramatized audio. Maybe it's time to listen to the Star Wars radio plays again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's time to really lean into, wow, the homoeroticism between Biggs Darklighter and Luke Skywalker is so potent. I don't think you realize what you were cooking with, George. But this twink is gay.
That's funny.
For his best friend, Biggs Darklighter. You listen to that and you're like, oh, this boy gay.
That's funny. Have never listened to
Have you ever listened to those? They're good. They're really good. I would recommend it if you've never listened to them. And if you just wanted to, it's an interesting way to revisit Star Wars, because the story of Star Wars. It's, we've both seen those movies 8 billion times. I don't need to ever rewatch them again. I probably will at some point rewatch Star Wars. I don't know that I'll ever watch Return of the Jedi again in my life. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But revisiting them, because they're reworked into an audio format, there's a lot of addition in certain spots or full scenes that exist only in the audio play. That's where you find out that all of Luke's friends, other than Biggs on Tatooine, call him Wormy. That's his nickname, which is the worst nickname.
That is a terrible nickname.
You can tell these people do not like Luke Skywalker. He is the kid who hangs around and is in love with their leader, Biggs. And that's That is what is happening in that audio drama. So it's that much more potent when they meet up together and they have like a beautiful scene together as they meet in the base on Yavin 4. And you know Biggs ain't coming back from that Death Star run.
It's true.
It's Luke, Wedge, and like 2 other ships. That's it. So it's good. It's real good.
Cool. Well, maybe I'll have to check it out. I still have such a mental block to anything Star Wars related that the thought of it just makes me go, nah, that's not happening.
Listen, I get it. When I was at the comic shop yesterday, my boss was like, it's been a while since we went on a field trip somewhere and like went to a movie together. Should we all go see Mandalorian and Grogu? And I said, dog, there's no world where I want to go see the Mandalorian and Grogu. No, thank you.
No, I'm with you there. Not interested in the least.
Even if I had watched seasons 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian, I still don't think I'd want to go see Grogu. But I have also not watched any of that show since the first season because I don't give a shit.
No, that's basically how I feel too. So,
but Star Wars is still in there. I still
true.
Rotate it in my head from time to time.
It's true. It's true. Let's see what else. Speaking of things that are more light, listen, I finished The Good Place this week.
Nice.
It was a delight. I really enjoyed it. I laughed out loud. It was just good. It's a series about people literally just trying to be better and help other people be better. And again, that was beautiful. It was a great thing. Now I'm sad that we're done.
Yeah. It's always bittersweet when you get to the end of something like that, especially when it's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like I know The Good Place was good and it's pretty much good all the way through as far as I understand.
Yeah.
Like there's not like a big drop in quality like there is for, I feel like especially comedies.
Yeah.
It's it's hard to sustain those past maybe 5 seasons.
Well, I think
and
that's
there's always a drop off after that.
I think that's where The Good Place benefited from the fact that it's 4 seasons of 13 episodes a season.
Exactly. It's short.
Yeah. So it was pretty
It's
tight.
not quite British short where it's like 6. Oh, my series has 6 episodes and you'll get another one in 7 years. Pip, pip, cheerio. Like it's more than that,
Right.
but it's not 22 episodes every single year for 9 years straight.
Yeah. So a couple other things. Forza Horizon 6 is out. And you know what's a great game? Forza Horizon 6.
This one in Japan, if I
It's
remember
in
correctly.
Japan. It's a ton of fun. I mean, it's nothing surprising, but the Playground Games team just like they bring it every few years. A new Forza Horizon drops and you have gorgeous scenery and you have incredibly cool looking cars and just tons of them to find, to win, to unlock, to buy, to whatever. Tons of different, just so much stuff to do all over the place. And I'm just having a heck of a time. I think I've put maybe 15, 16 hours into it over the week or so.
Wow.
So yeah, I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm never going to be playing it as hardcore as some of the people who play these games, but
Sure.
right now it is a really, really good diversion, and it's easy to sit down and play for 20 minutes or so because it's hop in, do a couple events, and then, bounce out if I want, or sit there for an hour or two and just race and race and race. And
Sure.
yeah, so I'm really, really enjoying Forza Horizon 6. And then finally, a little bit of music stuff. One of the new albums that came out that kind of interests me is the new album, A Pale White Dot by the band Periphery. Eden, have you ever listened to Periphery?
No.
So I first discovered Periphery back in the probably early 20-teens when I was getting into gent, when it was all the rage. Periphery was one of those bands. And I've kind of always liked them, but they're similar to Coheed and Cambria in that every Periphery album will have, for me, a couple really good songs, a handful of all right songs, and then some stuff where I'm just like, I don't love this.
Some real stinkers.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that with this most recent one. It feels, again, similar to, and I'm trying to remember what album it was that I was describing this for, but it seems like they kind of knocked off the highs and the lows. So yes, it is a little more mediocre album, but it's also a more consistent album. I haven't listened to it a ton, but it's definitely something that it was interesting, and I do find Periphery an interesting band. But the bigger thing that I wanted to mention is I went down to Salt Lake this week to see the Amon tour, Amon Amarth and Dethklok. Castle Rat opened. Castle Rat was fun. It was a short set, maybe only about not quite even a full 30 minutes, but they're good. Kind of a more traditional heavy metal sound with elements of doom. Then it was Amon Amarth, and Amon Amarth was a blast. Amon Amarth is so much fun. Johan Hegg, the lead vocalist, he does a great job of engaging the audience. The audience is, singing along, and he's raising his horn with, some, who knows what the actual beverage is, but he's raising his horn up. And then at different points during the concert, the whole audience basically sits down on the ground, and we're rowing Viking longships during a song. And we went, a friend and I from up here went down, and we met a couple guys down in Salt Lake who had never been to a metal show before. And they were just having the time of their lives. They thought it was so much fun. They got in the pit, did a few, loops through the pit, and then got out, and we had a good time. And then Dethklok closed, and I'm going to be honest and tell you, I will never waste my time or money to go see Dethklok live again.
Yeah. The one time I saw Dethklok live, it was, I had a good time, but I think the Dethklok one, but that's because I was there. It was Dethklok at Mastodon. You know who puts on a hell of a show? Mastodon.
I'm sure Mastodon.
Especially late aughts, like, what was that? Crack the Sky era Mastodon? Jesus Christ, that was a hell of a show.
Yeah.
But that part was better than the Dethklok part. The thing about the Dethklok is it's a fun gimmick that there's an entire show of the Dethklok boys doing the banding behind the actual band. But that means that it takes me away from the music.
Yeah.
It leaves me at a remove from the music.
Well, and see, part of the problem for me is I've never watched Metalocalypse. I am familiar with Dethklok. I've never really listened to any of the Death albums either. It's like I've known of them and I've listened to a little bit here and there, but I never liked them enough. I always thought the gimmick put me off just a little bit. And so they're playing up there, and it's mostly, there's no real crowd interaction. It's all the stuff on the screen.
No, yeah, that's the thing that really is not as engaging as many other artists. Yeah. It feels like it's the same sort of thing that I would imagine it's like when you go to see like a DJ or something like that, where you're not interacting with the music in the same way because the spectacle behind them is the show, not them doing the thing.
Yeah. They sounded good live, but again, their songs are... The nice thing about Amon Amarth is where they're more of a melodic death metal band, their songs, even though it's growls, they feel anthemic, and the choruses can feel, they're all about, let's, fight. We're Vikings. We're going to stick together and avenge, whatever. And this, with the Dethklok, it was just, I'm glad
That's simply not what you get from Dethklok.
No, and I'm glad I went to the show. But again, I don't see myself ever going to see Dethklok again, and I'm okay with that.
That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, as much as I talked about liking the Mastodon part of that show, honestly, do you know what the best part of that show was? The opener, Converge.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good show. That'd be good. So
also High on Life, but I don't care about High on Life. They're fine, but I was like, what are you doing
High on
here?
Fire?
That's what I said. High on Life is that bad video game.
There's a sequel
where your gun. Where your gun is like pooping and farting.
Yeah, that was one of the more, I think I got it from a Humble Bundle, and so I was like, sure, I'll fire this up. And it did not take very long for me to go, this game is too puerile even for me.
Yeah, I absolutely got it in a Humble Bundle. I've never even fired it up.
Yeah, don't know that I would bother, so.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it for me. So should we get on to the surprise?
I do. Well, I have one thing that I should mention.
Please.
I forgot to mention earlier on. The anniversary patch for Wuthering Waves has been for the past few weeks. You know it's a pretty good game. If you want a free to play big open world game that starts a little rough, I'm not going to lie and say that the first two patches story is well written, but it gets really quite good. Y'all should play Wuthering Waves. And also the important part is the combat is the best I've ever played in one of those games.
Okay.
the interplay between parrying and dodging and needing to power up your, you know, like, for example, in your usual team comp is a team of 3. You've got a support, you've got a sub DPS, you've got a main DPS. And so you're going to be want to do things like having your support throw their buffs, making sure your sub DPS has got a buff up so that your main DPS can go and like be a nuclear bomb. It's a pretty fun game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. The story has really gotten buck wild. And I'm having a very fun time going back to Wuthering Waves. At this point, it's that and Girls Frontline. Those are the only 2 gachas I play anymore. I've stopped playing any of the Hoyo games. I've stopped playing any of the other ones that I've tried. It's just Wuthering Waves and the Girls Frontline. And Wuthering Waves because the combat is fun and the traversal is exciting. You have a bike in the new area, and now the bike can fly because everyone complained about having a bike instead of being able to fly, which is what you could do in the previous area. So now the bike can fly. It's like they were like, fuck you. Fine. The bike can grow wings sometimes. Deal with it. But that does mean it's fun to traverse everywhere on your motorcycle that can then you push the E button and you fly into the air and grow wings. It's a pretty fun game.
There you go.
Deserves the shout out.
There you go.
All right. So what is our surprise for today?
So originally we were going to...
Listeners, we were too lazy.
It's true.
We didn't want to watch a damn movie.
I want to watch a movie. And so I was even more lazy let me just admit up front that Codex helped me out with this.
What's Codex?
It's the coding app from ChatGPT. It's kind of like Claude Code, but it's their version that it can do things for you. So I had the idea and I told Codex what to do, and then it cranked away in the background for about 30 minutes while I was convalescing because, again, I was already feeling like poop yesterday. But here's what we got. I'm going to share a window with you. And we are going to do, and I will make sure that we've got album art for this since this is kind of visual. But I thought it would be funny to gather together about 45 of what are widely considered the worst album covers of all time.
Worst?
Oh yeah.
Album covers.
And we're going to rank these in the tier list with S in this case being truly the worst. So if it's like it made the list, and this is compiled from about 10 different sources, some websites, things from Reddit, that sort of thing, where people are like, oh, these are just bad album cover, album artwork.
All right.
And so we're going to rank these. So again, S means it's truly awful. D means...
So the higher the score, the worse the album cover is.
Correct.
Could you zoom in a bit?
Oh, I will. So when I click on each one, it will get bigger for us.
Okay, good.
So I've thrown them in here. Some of them I don't really know that they belong, but they were being listed by some people, so we got them on here. We're gonna.
I see, for example, one that is an album that I just think is a really bad album. And I don't think the cover is necessarily bad, but I do think the album sucks.
Yeah, some of them. Well, like I say, we'll talk to them. We're gonna start here. I've shuffled it. We're gonna start with a good starting point, and that, my friends, is "Load" by Metallica. Like
I said, an album that I just think sucks.
I think the album cover kind of sucks too, just because it's stupid and edgy.
Yeah.
Is
this supposed to be blood?
No, you don't know. You don't know what this is?
No, I have no idea. I don't give a fuck.
This is
about
semen.
Metallica?
This is bloody ejaculate.
What?
That's why the album is called Load, Eden.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah, so this was Metallica in their mid-90s edgelord phase. And it's a stupid album cover. It's a stupid name. But I don't think compared to some of the others, I think this is like maybe a C.
Okay, that's
like
fine with
it's
me.
not great, but it's not awful. There are worse.
Yeah.
Because we got another one here that, again, I think is going to be about the same for me.
Oh my God. I love this album.
It's a great album.
The problem is it's one of Iron Maiden's late period best albums.
It is.
Iron Maiden's Dance of Death, the worst cover they've ever put out. Which is saying something because Virtual 11 also exists.
Oh, this is so much worse than Virtual 11. That's terrible.
Because it looks like an asset cash grab with just like shit they found in the Unity store.
Yeah, either that or it's like Baby's first Blender album cover,
Oh God, it's so bad.
It's real bad. And it's especially egregious because it is actually musically such a good album.
It genuinely, like, of the 21st century, it's maybe Iron Maiden's best album.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with anyone. I think
I think it's between that and Matter of Life and Death.
I lean a little towards A Matter of Life and Death, but I don't know if it's just because every time this album art shows up on my phone or something, I just like go,
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that they have not gone back and done a new cover for this.
So where does it go, Eden? Because it's real bad.
It's an A.
Okay.
It's not an S, but it's an A.
I agree.
It's so bad.
I agree. All right, now we've got Devastating Dave, The Turntable Slave, and Zip Zap Rap.
I have a question for you. I thought this was supposed to be about bad album covers. Because this guy, I want to hang out with Devastating Dave, the turntable slave. I want him spinning the tables at my next disco.
There you go. Like I say, this is a consensus of multiple places on the internet and what were listed as real bad album covers. So
I think I fundamentally disagree. I like this album cover. It is over the top. It is 1983, and you can tell. I think this is a delightful cover.
So are you thinking D? Because it's not awful.
I'm thinking D.
Okay.
I'm thinking D because I like that cover a lot. What? Unless you have something different.
No, I'm okay with that. It does, it is of a time. But all right, here we go. Next, we got Liebe Mutter, Heino, ein Blumenstrauß, der nie verwelkt.
Thank you for that. I wouldn't have known what any of that meant. Liebe Mutter, isn't that my mom?
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing. Glasses, great. Eyes behind
Crazy
the glasses.
eyes.
Deranged.
Crazy eyes. And like that left eye is a little bit out to the side. And
it is. What does Heino mean?
I don't know. I don't know what Heino means.
Okay. Also the hair.
Yeah.
The hair is bad. It's one of the worst hairs.
No, this is a real good bad album cover. This is another A for me.
Yeah, I'd put it in the A's. That's it's gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got the Stones. This is, I don't know when this came out. This has got to be like late 80s, 90s Stones, something in here.
87. I'm going to guess Dirty Work is 87.
Yeah, that would seem about right. So we've got the Rolling Stones, the band, just laying on a couch, a green, kind of a light green, mint green couch. And they're all wearing very neon-y colors, except for the one dude who's got the blue. And it's just, again, this is like bad, but not that bad.
That's like a B. Also, it was March 86. We were pretty good.
Yeah.
We took a look at that and we were like, damn, we know what the 80s looked like.
That's true. Okay.
Where's the Yes covers from the 80s?
So this next one is fun because it was only on a cassette. So it doesn't have like a square release. So the scan we got is like the full flat cassette. And this is Rednecks, Sex and Violins. Now this is great because it kind of looks like a coffee cup, but it's also somebody pissing into the coffee cup.
Pissing into the coffee cup.
That's got the faces of the band.
Yeah. That was a choice.
I mean, and here we go. Like the first track.
But also it's important to note. Yeah, they have side B's first track is the sad but true story of Ray Mingus, the lumberjack of Bulk Rock City, and his never slacking stride in exploiting the so far undiscovered areas of the intention to bodily intercourse from the opposite species of his kind during intake of all the mental condition that could be derived from fermentation. What do you mean opposite species, dog?
I mean, I think we know.
What do you mean opposite species, dog?
I think we know.
Also, why are some of them in yellow with little triangles next to them? And then you look down,
hit warning,
and it says hit warning. These are the these are the songs that are going to make it big.
I mean,
I don't think that's true.
I kind of love so many things about this.
Here's my question: the first song on here, Cotton Eye Joe, is this the Cotton Eye Joe?
You know, that's a great question, and I don't know.
I don't know who does the song Cotton Eye Joe. Did these guys do their own version of Cotton Eye Joe? Because if the famous song that is played at every dance to this day has a cover of 5 rednecks, 4 dudes, and a lady getting pissed on in a cup, that changes everything.
You know, I'm having a hard time finding what the most famous adaptations are, but this one is not showing up at all. So I'm going to say that it's not this one.
Because the top one that I see is Cotton Eye Joe, a novelty song by the Swedish Eurodance group Rednecks.
That maybe it is.
That's the version.
So-
That's the version we all listen to. They're Swedish, Peter.
Hey, I think this got to go in S for personally.
Yeah.
Everything about
oh my
this.
God.
That's an S right there.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. It is from the album Sex and Violins.
Okay.
Female vocals on the album are provided by Annika Ljungberg.
There we go. All right, this next one I really didn't think fit, but hey, it was in the list, so I grabbed it. This is Ozzy Osbourne's, I don't even remember the title of this album.
I mean, it's not a good album cover, but it's not a top 40 worst album covers.
I mean, this
of all
is again
time.
down in the D range. I think
I'd
this
put
is
it in the C or the D.
I think it's less.
Yeah, I'd put it in the D.
Yeah.
It's less stupidly offensive than the Metallica one.
That's what I was thinking. All right, we've got Tino por primera vez.
Again, I say, where's the bad covers, guys? This is a twink showing his crotch to the entire world.
Yes, you are not wrong. Where do you think it goes?
I don't dislike this cover. I think this cover speaks of a time and an era, and I think it's a C or a D.
I think I'm going with C. I think it's a little rough.
Yeah, I'll
but
give it
it's
a
not
C.
awful.
That's fair.
All right, we got
that's
Vanilla
a bad
Ice,
one.
mind blowing.
Now that's a bad one. Bro, what is your hair doing,
I mean,
Vanilla?
we got the white dude. He's got dreads. We've just got the big V with the ice over it, and it's like through some fire or something. I don't know. This is a bad one. This is a good bad cover.
This is an A.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good bad cover.
Woofa doofa.
All right. Now, this one again.
I don't even know what this is.
Eric Church, Mr. Misunderstood. I don't know. Again,
who's Eric Church?
I don't know either, but I didn't really think this one fit.
This is just boring.
This is
just boring.
Yeah, I agree.
If this is showing up on this list, are people putting Fiona Apple's When the Pawn on here? Because if so, I'm going to have a fight with whoever said that was one of the worst covers ever made.
I mean, for me, again, this is like in the D range because it's just not that bad. It's just not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
All right. Limp Bizkit called Chocolate Starfish in the hot dog flavored water.
Hot dog flavored water. This is an S tier, baby.
This is
it's a combination of the design, the art, the name,
and the fact that it's Limp Bizkit.
And the fact that it's not the one good Limp Bizkit album, sort of.
Yep. No, this is
which is $3 bill, y'all.
This is just
sort
bad. Of. It's bad in every
That's
way.
an S tier.
All right, we got Neil Young. Neil and the Shocking Pinks. Everybody's rocking. If it hadn't said this was Neil Young, I wouldn't have known that was Neil Young.
No, I would have thought it was an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah.
It's not bad, except for when you put it in the context of this is a Neil Young record, in which case I'm like, B.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Neil?
I agree.
What are you doing, Neil?
I agree. This is, and I don't know any of the songs on it, but it looks like it was kind of Neil, he tended to experiment a little bit, so.
Sometimes to his detriment.
All right, we got Big Bear doing things.
90s rap albums had the best covers in the history of music. The way that it was a bunch of amateurs who had their hands on Photoshop for the first time. And you look at them and you're like, this is terrible and incoherent, and I love every bit of
this is a really good battle. I mean, we've got glittery, sparkly suits. We got four bears drinking, smoking cigars. And if you'll notice the name Big Bear in the corners, it looks like it's honey that's dripping a little bit.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is good. This is some
that.
quality stuff right here.
Yeah. The glint off of the sunglasses on that bear on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar T is here. Pff, this is great. I mean, it's at least
I'm thinking A as well. All right. We've got Corey Feldman, Angelic 2, number The Core. This one's bad. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I know. It's so good. I love it.
This is like, what if Corey Feldman saw that Dance of Death by Iron Maiden cover and was like, I want to make it worse, hornier, and uglier.
I mean,
and he did it.
We've got Corey Feldman getting pulled out of like a hole in the ground by two
portal to hell
porn angels, and like it's bad. And I can't quite tell. It almost looks like he's got black leather pants on it as well.
Oh, he absolutely has pleather pants.
I mean, I think this is an S
tier.
Yeah, it's
this is an S tier, no question. Oh my God.
We got another good one coming up here. Kevin Rowland.
What the hell? What the hell is this? I'm not going to lie. When it was small, I was like, wow, that lady is showing a fair amount of her décolletage. I'm curious to see what happens when this gets big.
It's not a lady.
It's not a lady. It's Kevin Rowland with both of his nips out.
Yep.
Who's Kevin Rowland? Why did he make this cover? It's an S.
I don't know, but it's great. It is. It is a real winner/loser.
Whew. Yeah, that's
right.
compelling. Oh my God, this is better than Big Bear.
Lil Flip, the leprechaun, looking like a Lucky Charms cereal box here. And we've just got
the
bling.
artist that brought you diamonds in your face.
We've just got bling everywhere. It's great. Like, this is so good.
Sucka Free Records, S tier, 20 tracks.
Yep. So
I bet that's not good, but I bet if you put it on, it's fun to listen to.
I bet. The next one is one where it's not a great album, but it's not that bad. We've got Stomp 442 by Anthrax, one of their kind of mediocre albums. It's one of the two, this and Volume 8, The Thread is Real, are the two ones with John Bush that are just not super great. So these came out after.
How did this make the list?
Again, I don't know. It's just, again,
it looks like every late period Pink Floyd album cover. It's fine.
It's like, again, this for me is a C or a D. I'd say.
I think it's a D.
Yeah,
I think there's nothing inoffensive about that. If there was a category called What is this doing here, I would put it in the What is this doing here category.
Yep. All right. We've got Orleans, Walking and Dreaming.
I don't know who these guys are, but I want to go find out.
This is fantastic album cover. They're all shirtless.
These look like guys I want to hang out with.
They're shirtless. We've got some serious beards and stashes going on, and they're all just, all buddying up with each other.
Look at those hairy chests. Oh, yeah. Man, this is like a B or an A. I love this.
I think it's an A. I think it goes in A.
I think it's great.
All right, now we got Fleetwood Mac, Mystery to Me. This is
what in the hell was the Fleetwood Mac thinking with this one? I've never seen this cover.
It kind of looks like, when I first looked at it, I thought to myself, it's like they're kind of trying to ape, and I guess I didn't mean that pun intentionally, like a Salvador Dali type thing with an orangutan eating cake and a bite out of a book on a beach.
But also that orangutan looks vaguely like Mick Fleetwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on?
I don't know.
This is A tier.
I think so. And again, it's one of these where I won't lie, but the fact of the notoriety of the band behind it adds strength to just how bad it is.
Well, I mean, think about other Fleetwood Mac covers off the top of your head. They're iconic.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the cover to Rumors because it's Stevie Nicks and Mick Fleetwood standing there and there's a chair and you're like, oh my God, they hate each other. Uh-huh. This is the era where they're fighting all the time. That's why the music's so good. Yeah. And then you see that and you're like, what even is this?
Yeah.
What songs are on this? Is there a single song I know on this album? And the answer is probably no.
Yep. So, all right, moving on. This one's a small one, but we got Van Morrison, Hard Nose, The Highway.
I mean, this just looks like a weird 70s cover.
Exactly.
It's like a B.
I think
it ain't nothing.
Not even,
It's like a B or a C.
I was kind of thinking C.
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen much worse.
Here's a good one. We got Millie Jackson, Back to the Shit, and she's sitting on a toilet looking like she's super constipated.
Now, I gotta respect the audacity to put yourself on the shitter
Panties
on the
down.
cover.
Panties down around the ankles.
This is at least an A tier to me.
I mean, it's A or S.
One shoe on, one shoe off. Maybe S. Maybe S it up.
It's really, for me, it's the pained look on her face that really bumps it up.
Yeah.
She's
really looks like
it.
she's not having a good time in that bathroom.
She is selling it. David Hasselhoff, Night Rocker. Standing on the cover of a vaguely Kit thing, but we just make sure we can't see the red thing so nobody can get sued for copyright infringement.
Here's the thing. If this was anyone else, it'd be like a C or a D, but because it is David Hasselhoff standing on top of the Kit 2000, it is a B tier.
I agree. I think it's a B tier. The next one. Go ahead.
His popularity with the Germans baffles me to this day.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes no sense.
It makes zero sense. But Now, the next one's another one that I'm not quite sure why it's on here, other than it just feels like a super lazy cover. And that is No Doubt. I don't even remember which album this is, but we've got a little...
later period, No Doubt. Post-ska period, No Doubt. Looks boring.
Yeah, like I said.
But that gets it like a C.
It just kind of is, it's just kind of lazy. That's all.
Yeah.
Push and Shove is the name of the album here. So
never heard
it. It just feels a little lazy. We said C?
I think so.
That's what I was thinking. We got a classic, Pantera, Metal Magic. Pantera, while they were still in their hair metal stage, widely criticized in the metal community, and for good cause. It is a truly terrible album cover. I mean, why do we have a Catman face and he's holding probably the world's most impractical bladed weapon of some sort?
Looks like backwards, holding it with the blade towards himself. Also, imagine trying to make a fist with those claws.
Oh, that'd be rough. You'd be piercing yourself.
Imagine trying to hold that thing with your claws. You're gonna scrape up your little wristy so bad, little Pantera. Man.
And the thing I love about it is that the dude who painted this, the artist behind this, was proud enough. His signature's right there on the cover.
Hell yeah,
this is at least an A for me.
Oh yeah, no, that's a killer.
Very nice. All right. Oh, we're getting some good ones here. Señor Coconut y su conjunto El Baile Alemán.
Here's the thing. If it weren't for the sleeves, this would be like a B or a C.
Oh, but the sleeves are so good. The sleeves are so good.
The sleeves take it to an S for me. It's so bad. The hair
and the best,
on
though,
that
is like
marimba player.
The heads on each of the bodies look like they've been poorly photoshopped and just like stuck on. There's weird inconsistencies. It all looks weird. I mean, we've got, some bongos, a marimba, a saxophone, and a double bass. I'm loving it.
And also Señor Coconut is there in the background, and it's like, sure, why not?
For me, this is another.
I'm here for it.
This is another at least A, I think.
I think it's an S.
All right, I'm okay with it being in the S.
But you know what also is going to go in the S? The next two, because I know both of them, and they're both very bad.
Creed, Human Clay, their second album. And again, this is like curse of the earlier Blender stock assets. What the fuck were they thinking here?
What were they thinking? Now, My Own Prison, it's not a good cover, but it's an evocative cover. It's a dude hunched over, covering his head, and you're like, yeah, your psychology is your own prison, dog, just like the songs say. And then they put out this is the 1-2 punch of what is our lead single off this album?
Was this?
Can you take me higher? The worst Creed song ever.
Which is funny, though, because this album also has some of their best songs.
It does. That's the problem. You and I were both Creed fans. After My Own Prison,
yeah.
We were like, yo, these guys are cool. This is a good debut. Human Clay comes out. I look at this cover at the Gray Whale CD, and I think to myself, what is going on? And then I put it in, and Can You Take Me Higher starts, and I'm like, is this band dead to me? And no, 2/3 of this album is some of their very best work. It's their next album where it's like, oh, they had an album and a half of good music, and they put it out in their first album and part of their second album, and they've never done a good song since.
That's why I was so glad the Alter Bridge formed, because we got the musicians of Creed and a better vocalist. So, and I think a better songwriter.
Man, this is an S tier though.
It is.
My God.
It is. Real good / bad.
What is he coming out of? Why does he look like that?
I don't know. And is he see-through, or is he reflective, or what is it? I can't tell down around the stomach area.
Truly.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. All right. We've got the Faith Tones. Jesus Use Me. Just
the combination
fantastic
of the hairs, the faces, and the name of the album, guys.
This is all-timer right here.
This is one of the most incredible pieces of bad album cover in the history of music.
I agree. It's a good one. It's S tier for sure.
It would be above S tier if there was something above S tier.
I can make one. I can make one.
No, don't worry about it.
We can do an R tier like in Forza Horizon. If you upgrade your S tier car to high enough, then it becomes R tier.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, we got Swamp Dogg, Rat On, and it's just a dude riding a rat.
That cover rules. What are they talking about? I want to listen to that right now. Swamp Dogg, who are you?
I don't know, but
are you Snoop Dogg's
great.
dad?
It's pretty great.
Are you Snoop Dogg's dad?
I don't know if it hangs in the S, but I think for me it's at least an A.
Yeah, it's not an S. I genuinely want to go listen to this though. Yeah, what a good cover.
Okay, we've got the Monkees, Peter, Mickey, and Davy sitting in a pool with, the lifesavers around them.
Davy, why are you wearing pants in the pool?
I don't know, but
this is an A tier.
it's a pretty good one.
They're too old. They're too old to be doing that monkey business.
100%.
This is an 80s tier, 80s era monkeys. They're too old.
Yep. I agree. It's another good one. Here's one that's one of those, doesn't seem to really hang. I don't know if this is Irish. Do you think
I don't know
Irish?
who Eog Hen Quig is. That's not how you say it. I know, listeners, I know Eog Hen is not how you say that, but that's how it's spelled.
It looks to me, if I had to guess, I would.
It's probably pronounced Yowen.
Yeah. This one I think is like D. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. There's nothing there.
Nothing
it's
there.
bad, but it's not interesting bad. It's not Raton.
Yep. All right. Breakwater. We got the whole band
Now,
in some yellow boots and some silver space looking suits in, I can't tell. Is it a sauna? Is it the bottom of a pool? What is it? What is it?
Now, if it was just the silver suits, B tier.
Yeah, but no.
But the silver suits plus the yellow boots,
the big old yellow boots.
that's at least an A to me.
I think it's great. I love it. It's going A tier. All right. Again, this is another one of those where it's the band in combination with the bad album art that makes you go, okay, this is real bad. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. One of those just like classic, bands from 50 plus years ago, and their album Live It Up. And we've got the moon with Earthrise in the background, but in front of that, we got some sticks with hot dogs on it and dudes climbing the sticks.
Did Young take all the good album covers with him when he left?
I don't know, because this one's bad, but like in a stupid,
This is really bad.
lazy way bad. That's the other thing too.
In an incoherent way.
Yeah.
Why are they barbecue? Why are tiny men and or very, very large hot dogs being barbecued on the moon? I don't understand
I don't know either.
This is like, this is incoherent. This is so weird that there's no world where a generative LLM could give you a picture this incoherent.
It's
so
true.
that is how you know that it's good, because generative AI could never make something this buck wild.
It would not think of it. So
The tokens would never come together in that.
it's true.
way.
So what are you thinking? A or S?
I think it's an S
I
tier.
think so too. And again, it's one of those where in part it's the strength of the band.
Yeah.
All right. We got some more, straight up rap. We got Silk the Shocker, charge it to the game. And he's holding out the Ghetto Express card with his picture on the front.
This is great. I want to go listen. Man, 90s rap was so good. It's at least a B tier.
Yeah. It's
I don't know that it's hanging with the A's or the S's, but it's a B.
I was going to say, it doesn't quite match Big Bear. We got Big Bear
It's
up
not
in the A.
Big Bear.
That's true.
And it's definitely not Lil's Flip, so.
All right. And we got some Man of War anthology.
What are we doing here, guys? Why did you Conan it up?
I mean, this is just Man of War's shtick. They've always.
Is it?
Oh, yes. Man of War has always been the like oily, muscly,
homoerotic metal.
Sort of fantasy, but with loincloths instead of armor. So
I was going to say, it looks like sword and sorcery homoeroticism,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is funny because I cannot imagine, at least from my outside perception, I'm not a sword and sorcery person. I like the Conan movies. But from an outside perspective, that seems like one of the most homophobic possible things in the world to be into. I can't imagine there's a whole lot of queerness in Sword and Sandals. And if it is like subversion of the genre.
yeah.
Robert Howard was not a dude who wrote a gay person in a book
No,
ever,
it's very
in a
true.
complimentary way. So for them to look this gay on the cover of their Sword and Sandals-esque Man of War stuff, that's like at least a B tier.
I think it's pretty good.
Maybe an
I
A
think
tier.
it's A tier. I think it's A tier. All right. We've got Sparks. Oh, I love it. Pulling rabbits out of a hat. And it's.
I mean, that is an S tier cover right
Yeah.
there. That is so much.
It is.
What is the puppet? Is that man also in the band?
I don't know. But it's great.
Who's Sparks? What are they doing?
Getting in the S tier because that's a fantastic album cover right there.
That looks like the main guy looks like he looked at Freddie Mercury and he was like, what if I did that, but worse?
It's kind of like,
And
what
he
if I
did.
did that,
Succeeded.
but also Nazi?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What if I had a death stare of a Nazi and also dressed like Freddie Mercury?
Yep. All right, we got another good one coming up here. We got Ken by request only.
I want to hang out with Ken. Look at that hair. Look at those burns. Look at that stash.
These are chops. And we got, the collars on the suit. This is a classic.
I want to hang out with Ken.
This is at least another A for me, if not S.
You put it where you want it because I want to hang out with Ken. It's like an S tier to me.
I think it's an S. We got some more rap. We got Master P, MP, The Last Dawn.
This is not on the level with the
No, this one feels much more lazy.
This is a totally inoffensive 90s cover. I've seen 10,000 of these. Yep. It's like a max of B.
See, I was thinking
like
C. I'm thinking C. We got another one that just feels lazy. And again, it's the band and everything. We've got Black Sabbath's Born Again with just the dumbest, laziest demon baby kind of in a weird all red and black on blue. It's just lazy.
It's just nothing for me.
Yep.
This doesn't make me want to listen to this. Master P made me want to listen to the album at least, guys. Ken made me want to listen to the album. What are you doing, Black Sabbath?
Yeah, not great. Not great. What are we thinking?
I don't know. Put it where you want it.
I think I'm going C. It's
like
it's
C.
not good.
Yeah.
It's not the best. We got another. Here's a good one for you. Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. We have Roger Daltrey of The Who fame turned into a centaur leaning back at a very uncomfortable angle.
And with a very large cloud where, depending on your understanding and beliefs about centaur biology, a dick might be.
It's true. It's true. So I think this is a pretty great one.
This is a lot. This is a lot. I like this is at least an A tier.
It's definitely, that's what I was thinking. A tier. It's a good one. It's a good one.
That's a lot.
All right. We've got Pooh Man, MC Pooh, Funky as I Want to Be. And it's just Pooh Man's head in between a woman's legs.
There's nothing here. This is like a C tier.
Yep, I agree.
This is not
Again,
interesting.
just lazy.
Also, Pooh Man, bro. Pooh Man.
Lazy. All right. We got Attila. We got some more there. It's like, what if Man of War, but instead of being shirtless, we've got slaughtered animal parts around us.
I was going to say surrounded by beef.
It's kind of what it looks like.
This is bad.
It's bad you see the animal carcass parts and the dead stares they're giving you, and you're like, I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to kill me with a sword.
I think so.
They're going to put some meat hooks through me like this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is at least an A for me.
I think it's an A. You know what keeps it from being an S? The logo's pretty good.
It's true. It's true.
The A's in the Attila were pretty good.
Okay, we've got Boned Up at the Crack, and it's
that's so bad.
it's a guitar neck and sticking out of a dude's crotch.
Imagine if his dick was that big, man.
He'd do some serious damage.
That's like 2.5 feet long, sticking out of his drawers there.
It'd be going all the
That's
way
a
down.
bad cover.
What are we thinking?
That's a bad cover. At least an A.
I think it might be an S for me.
Yeah, put it in the S's. That's real bad.
Okay, we got Young MC, Ain't Going Out Like That. Again, just boring.
There's nothing there.
Boring.
It's not that bad.
Lazy. I think this is a D.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes our last one. Badfinger. This is the band. The album title, Ass. And we got a great big hand holding a carrot in the sky, and we got a donkey with headphones with its butt facing us. I don't know. It's great. I love this one.
This one's good.
Again, it's kind of
this
almost
is a
this
real
like,
good way to end.
We want to end on some sort of surrealistic painting,
Yeah.
It's this. I don't know anything about this other than this is a pretty good album cover.
Yeah, that's at least an A. It's probably an S.
I think we're ending on an S. So there it is. That was our album cover, a little ranking list that again was mostly we talked about music, and I thought it would be funny just to look at some real bad album covers. So there we are.
Yeah. That was some real stinkers.
And again, I thought it was interesting because there were some on there. I'm like, why is this on here? But there are others where you're like, oh, I'm glad that was on there.
Yeah. I've never heard of this band Badfinger.
I haven't either.
They don't look good to me.
Well, we'll wrap it up now, but we'll be back in another couple of weeks, and we'll do something different, something that probably, hopefully, we're both feeling a little more motivated for whatever we choose to do.
Hopefully. This was fun, though. This was very fun.
All right. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.